Good morning, everybody, and welcome. This is our January 9th regular business meeting of the Mason County Commission. We will begin with our Pledge of Allegiance, and let's see. Conley, would you please do us the honor of leading us in the Pledge of Allegiance?
My pleasure. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Commissioner District 1, Randy Netherland.
Here.
Commissioner District 2, Kevin Schutte.
Here.
Commissioner District 3, Terry Drexler.
Here.
Item number 4, is there any correspondence or organizational business?
Yes, so Jeff Carey sent in an application for the TIPCAP board. The Timberland Regional Library sent in their final 2018 budget. Sandy Tarswell and Dan Ward both sent in applications for the Mason Transit Authority Board. The Mason County Sheriff's Deputy Guild sent a letter regarding comments at the December 19th, 2017 budget meeting. And Kathy Haig sent in an application for the Mason County Housing Authority Board.
And just for correction, Kathy Haig.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah, she was a longtime representative here. She deserves a lot of respect. Is there any other correspondence or organizational business to come before us? Then we will move into item number 5, which is our open forum for citizen input. This is your opportunity to come and speak to the commission on any issue that is not on the agenda. If it is on the agenda, we ask that you wait until it comes up at that time. You'll be given your full opportunity to speak. With that being said, please remember that this is a county commission meeting, and so we ask that you direct all comments directly to the commission and not to the public, and that you remember to always be kind in your words as best as you can, as you expect us to be kind back to you. There's a 5-minute per person limit, up to 15 minutes total for everybody to speak, so please be prudent. With that being said, is there anybody in the audience who would like to speak on any issue that is not on the agenda? Please.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
I'm here to announce our monthly League of Women Voters meeting. It will be Tuesday, January 16th from noon to 1:30. And we're going to be speaking to the sheriff, the Sheriff Casey Salisbury, and we're going to be speaking about budget things on his budget. So
Wonderful.
next Tuesday from noon to 1:30 at Johnson Library at Olympic College.
Thank you. Is there anybody else who would like to speak on any issue that is not on the agenda? Hearing none, we'll move forward to the adoption of the agenda. Commissioners?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to propose a revision to the agenda. On our consent agenda, on item 8.7, I'd like to add the appointment of Wes Martin with the other individuals onto the Mason Transit Authority Board.
Okay. Anything further?
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of the revised agenda.
Second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the revised agenda, adding Wes Martin under item 8.7 for approval to the Mason Transit Authority Board. No discussion. All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Hearing none, we move forward. Item number 7, approval of the minutes.
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of minutes from January 2nd, 2018's regular meeting.
And I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the January 2nd, 2018 regular meeting minutes. Hearing no further discussion, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item number 8 is our approval of our action agenda. All the items listed under the action agenda will be enacted by one motion of the board. The commissioners will go ahead and read this, and after we read it, you'll be given an opportunity to ask a question that will help you to decide whether or not to take it off the agenda for a separate vote. But if you'd like it taken off for a separate vote, we'll go ahead and move with that as well. So with that being said, I want to double check that I have the latest version. You have up to 8.7? Is there any changes?
Yes.
Okay. All right, with that being said, Commissioner Jeffries, if you don't mind reading 8.1 and 8.2, if Commissioner Schutte would write 8.3 through 8.5, and I will read the remainder, please.
Mr. Chair, item 8.1, approval of warrants and treasurer electronic remittances. Claim clearing fund warrants number 8053759 through 8054043, totaling $718,035.06. And then we have an approval of a treasurer electronic remittances for 2017, totaling $7,184,251.30 for a grand total of $7,902,286.36. Item 8.2, approval of the resolution establishing load lane limits for traffic control on 8 Mason County bridges.
Item 8.3, approval of the interlocal agreement, WSDOT agreement number GCB 2480, associated with Washington State Department of Transportation's Belfair Area Widening and Safety Improvement Project, and authorize the Public Works Director to execute the agreement. Item 8.4, approval to schedule a public hearing on January 23, 2018 at 6:30 p.m. to consider the Parks and Trails Comprehensive Plan. Public workshop will be held on Wednesday, January 17th at 6 p.m. to review the proposed plan. Both meetings will be held in the Commission chambers. And item 8.5, approval of the resolution amending Resolution 60-17, correcting a clerical error in the non-representative employee salary scale.
Item number 8.6, approval to appoint Mindy Harlow to serve on the Mason County Parks and Trails Advisory Board. Item number 8.7, approval to appoint the following elected officials to serve on the Mason Transit Authority Board. Don Progreb, I can never say his name.
Longy, Progreba.
Progreba, there we go. Deborah Peterson and John Campbell. We also have added Wes Martin. That's it. With that being read to the public, is there any issues on there, any questions anybody may have to help them to decide whether or not something should be taken off for a separate vote? Hearing none, is there any item that the public would like taken off for a separate vote? Commissioners, are there any items you would like taken off for a separate vote?
Mr. Chair, for transparency purposes, for explanation to the public, I'd request that item 8.5 be removed for a separate vote.
8.5 removed for a separate vote. Anything further? Then I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the approval of today's action agenda as presented with the exception of item 8.5.
And I'll second.
Okay, it's been moved and seconded for the approval of the action agenda with all items from 8.1 to 8.7 with the removal of 8.5, which will be taken off for a separate vote for clarity for the public. Any discussion?
Yeah, I'd like to thank Commissioner Netherland for item 8.3. There was a request by the community in Belfair to provide more safety features of traffic calming and crosswalk safety. And Mr. Commissioner Netherland was able to, forgive me, strong-arm Department of Transportation to go and to put these facilities in a collaborative effort. We'll have traffic indicator or speed indicator signs on each end of Highway 3 going through Belfair, as well as 3 quit flashing crosswalk signs, which is a tremendous safety feature we'll need it. And we are partnering with the Department of Transportation. We pay $21,000 towards it. They'll pay about a little over $8,000, and then they will be in charge of maintaining them. And so I just thank you so much for getting this agreement, because this is normally not done by DOT. And what did they tell you?
That this is not how it's done according to their rules, and they will not be doing it again. And in order for us to actually get this contract, they made me promise that I would explain that to the commission. Anything further? Any other comments? Again, I would thank everybody on the commission for their help on that. The overall difference, the $8,000 would have been just how much money they were talking about for some of the maintenance issues on it, but in actuality, they paid a lot. They paid, what was it, $100 and some odd thousand to bring the electricity all through there on our behalf. They end up paying another, what is it, $50,000 on the lights, the individual lights and everything. Well, the only thing we paid is for the purchase, part of the purchase of the speed sensors. So.
But I do also want to just add, if that's okay, it highlights struggles that rural communities have where your main street is a state highway. And State Department of Transportation is used to high speed and very standard things that don't meet a smaller community's needs. And so this is something I've been trying to highlight to the State Transportation Improvement Board, and I think we need to keep talking about this at the state legislature, that if you have a state highway running through one of our major urban areas, that there's responsibilities to treat it like a city street to some extent, and flashing crosswalk signs is very much a necessity, so they need to be thinking about that, or turn it back over to us.
I couldn't agree more. People have no idea all the stuff we had to go through that road widening, but at one point, to show you how they never even thought about the community, it was scheduled to have chain link fence, not even the nice green stuff, run all through Belfair on those sides of the highway. We had to fight, negotiate, and battle in order to get the fencing that you see there now. Imagine what Belfair would have looked like with chain link fence everywhere through there. So, but it was with all the work of everybody on this commission and everything to keep them working hand in hand with us. Is there anything further? Hearing none, all in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? Hearing none, motion carries, and we move to item number 8.5, approval of a resolution amending Resolution 60-17, correcting a clerical error in the non-representative employee salary scale. Frank, would you lead us on that one?
Sure, that is a modification or a correction of a typographical error in the resolution where we had identified a COLA increase of 1.2% and actually typed in 1.02%. So we're hoping to be able to correct that.
Excellent. All right, is there any further discussion on that?
I just wanted to highlight also that this resolution, besides being a clerical correction, is something that we do in order to keep our non-representative employees with parity with the represented employees. I'm very proud of this commission for making this a priority through my time here, and I thank our human resources staff for helping us keep our eye on that ball.
Is there anybody in the public has any questions in regard to that? I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move that approval of item 8.5, the resolution amending Resolution 60.17, correcting a clerical error in the non-representative employee salary scale.
Second?
It's been moved and seconded for the approval of the resolution amending Resolution 60-17, correcting a clerical error in the non-representative employee salary scale. Any further discussion? All in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Any opposed? The motion carries. Okay, so that moves us over to our item number 9, which is other business, department heads and elected officials. Are there any department heads or elected officials who would like to speak at this time? Hearing none, we will move forward. Currently, we cannot go into item number 10 till 10:30. Officially, when we have a hearing, it is advertised and it cannot begin till that time. So if you don't mind, we'll go ahead and move forward at the moment to item number 11, which is our board reports and calendars. Commissioner Schutte, would you lead us off, and then Commissioner Jeffries?
Please, thank you. A few items for the upcoming week. This afternoon, I'll be attending the MACECOM board meetings this afternoon. Tomorrow, I'll be meeting with Chief Kevin Hansen from the jail. He, along with I, have been chair and vice chair of the county's criminal justice working team this past year, and so we're going to sit down tomorrow and talk about future agenda items and get some of that stuff sorted out ahead of our first meeting of the new year, which is next week. Then I'll be meeting with Ross McDowell and some park staff to talk about some issues out at Truman Glick Park out in the Matlock area, followed by Rotary later this week. And then I have a meeting with Bremerton's new mayor, Greg Wheeler, on Thursday afternoon. And then I'll be attending Kitsap County Commissioner Ed Wolf's campaign kickoff on Thursday afternoon as well, followed by State Building Code Council, Alliance for a Healthy South Sound, and the Shelton Chamber Gala on Friday evening. And then Monday's a holiday, and back for our meeting on Tuesday.
Okay. Last week after our commission meeting, we had a briefing. The Wednesday, I attended along with Commissioner Netherland, the Port of Great View's groundbreaking on their new boat launch. A very, very good event, and it's a very positive and ambitious project for a very small port. And after some discussion with some of the port commissioners, I think there's going to be a lot more things coming this way. I had lunch with Derek Kilmer following that, and just wanted to share with you folks, he's working with Forterra to a land preservation organization, but he's working on a potential initiative to encourage rural entrepreneurship. And I shared with him our microenterprise training and loan program as maybe a pilot that could be taken and moved forward as a model for them. And so I'm hoping maybe that'll help catch some steam. I did attend the Bob Rogers campaign Meet the Candidate event, and then on Thursday I met with our legal counsel on some contract issues here at the county, and then I called in, Commissioner Schutte was on that call as well, a legislative steering committee for the Washington Association of Counties on a bill that is being called the Voting Rights Act. And once again, the state legislature, it's a good idea, but once again, they don't understand the impacts cost-wise and work-wise to counties. And it's looking like there'll be a small nod to that. We're going to ask them to potentially help us with costs of any litigation should the county not be able to achieve what a minority group perceives they should be doing for equal voting access. But other than that, the cost of implementing, I don't have a lot of hope that the state legislature will help us with that. We really need to get their attention on these things, that their actions impact us in a very costly way. We had briefings yesterday following today's meeting. I will be attending a meeting with our recruiter for the director of the Area Agency on Aging. I have a Olympic Region Clean Air Authority Finance Committee and regular meeting. I will be meeting with some business owners with Association of Washington Businesses about their Rural Economic Development Initiative, and hopefully we can have some impact and input into what they've highlighted as legislative issues they want to put forward. I have a meeting of the Cascade Pacific Action Alliance, which is our accountable community of health, and then I will be doing an interview on Fiber One on Friday, and then the Thurston Mason Behavioral Health Organization's agenda planning meeting, followed by a 2-day retreat of the Community Action Council, and then back here, I know Monday's a holiday, and then a commission meeting on Tuesday.
I already went.
Oh, sorry. Okay, as was said, we had our briefing. I also had a meeting with the law library. We had a board of directors meeting for the ARC, where we're talking about being able to service some of our children with special needs in Mason County. And then we had the ribbon cutting for the boat ramp. Wonderful, wonderful event, but it's also a very important economic development tool that people may not realize, but that is our deep water entrance out there for oysters and so many other things. It's important that this gets done, and very proud of them for the little train that could, or whatever that expression is, because they really reached up to make that happen, and they worked hard, and they're going to pull this off. It's wonderful. I met with developers again. There's so many things that are happening in North Mason. Then I had a special meeting with the ARC director and the person in charge of their programs out here, and they're going to be connecting with all of our school districts now. So they're reaching out through the whole county and be working with them to find ways to have parent-to-parent, to have mentoring, case management, all kinds of things they're trying to bring here to Mason County, and I'm very appreciative of them. I had the lunch at the Women's R. I attended a funeral for a wonderful young man, Charlie Rhodes. I don't know if you know him. There were quite a few dignitaries there. Spectacular young man. We will miss him. And then, let's see. I also, after this meeting, I will have a meeting with the assistant director of Turning Point. And we'll be talking about some of the different issues that they're having, but also ways to raise money and some different ways that the county may be able to team up with them. We have our Housing Coalition meeting. I have a PTSA meeting. I'll be meeting with the chair of the Port of Bremerton. I will also be attending the Ed Wolf kickoff. I have a meeting with a large business owner in the North Mason area that people know so very little about, but he's literally he brings in more money into this county than people could ever imagine. He sits there quietly, and he said he's got some incredible news for us, and I have no idea what it is, but I can tell you by a man that's never excited when he calls you excited, it's almost scary. I can't wait to find out how big of an impact. He made the number that it should impact as many as 500 people in our county. That's a huge impact. So hopefully I'll be able to tell you more here shortly after we have our meeting this next week. I have EDC meeting, Canvas Board meeting. We lost another great member of our community in case any of you are going to be there, and that's Jerry Butterfield. I may attend a Republican meeting this time. I keep trying, but I never seem to get one. I will be maybe attending the Chamber of Commerce. Probably not, but just in case I am, I wanted to get it on the record. And that brings us back to our regular meeting because we are off on Monday. Okay, with that, that is our board report and calendar. Is there anything for the good of the order before we take a break? Okay, because we cannot move forward until 9:30, we're going to go ahead and take a break. But before I do, I want to make a comment. I noticed that we have, 6 ladies from the League of Women Voters here watching over and protecting our community. And I want to say that I know they've made it clear and they've told us they're going to be more active in the county this year, and I very much appreciate it. And I think I should say that we all do. Eyes on us and eyes on all your elected officials is good for everybody. So nobody else shows up. I appreciate it, especially when we see so many numbers. How impressive. With that being said, I'll take a motion to
Mr. Chair, I move that we take a recess until 9:30.
Second.
move and second, take a recess till 9:30. All in favor say aye.
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 We are at recess. Go ahead and hit that, please. All right, welcome back, everybody. We are going to go ahead and continue on with our regular business meeting. We are moving on now to item number 10, 10.1, a public hearing to receive public input on the private line occupancy permit granting permission to run the water, septic, transport lines, and power underneath the North Shore Road for parcel number 22218-14-00050. Staff, Jerry House and Loretta Swanson will present.
Good morning, Commissioners.
Good morning.
This permit was received by Public Works, and we have reviewed and are recommending approval. The permit location is 8511 North Shore Road, and there is an existing cabin on the water side of North Shore Road that the owner is planning to reconstruct, and as a result, they will be relocating utility lines, water, and on-site septic, and power underneath North Shore Road, and as you know, that requires a permit. It's a non-exclusive permit through Public Works that we grant, allowing them to occupy the right-of-way, and we're recommending approval.
Does anybody have any questions? Comment.
Is the North Shore Road, is it dirt, rock, asphalt? What do you have to bring it back to original?
Thank you for your question, Connolly. North Shore Road in this location has a chip seal surface, and this permit is granting the right to occupy the right-of-way. There is a separate permit that we issue, which is the actual permit to make the crossing itself, so the installation permit. And in that permit, we spell out what the conditions are. Typically, we require a boring underneath North Shore Road or any road. On rare occasion, we do allow a cut of the road, and the permit specifies what the restoration is for the road.
Compact.
Correct.
And what will this
Or-
one be?
Excuse me, this
this
will
be a
be
boring?
bore, yes.
Any other questions for Loretta? Hearing none, is there any, we'll close that part, is there any public testimony? We will close the public testimony and move into Commissioner deliberations. Commissioners?
Well, in one respect, I think this is very necessary in that they're right on top of the water. Love to see the utilities on the other side, especially the septic and the water, and so I have no issues and I would support this.
Same.
And it's become commonplace to us, been seeing it for quite a while, and think about it, the idea of putting a septic on that side of the street by the water or septic on the other side is a huge benefit, and they've been very successful. I haven't seen any issues that have come from any of the ones that we put forward, so I will entertain a motion.
Mr. Chair, I move the board approve the private line occupancy permit granting permission to run the water, septic transport lines, and power under the North Shore Road for parcel 22218-14-00050.
And I'll second.
It's been moved and seconded that the board approve the private line occupancy permit granting permission to run the water, septic, transport lines, and power under the North Shore Road for parcel number 22218 through -14-00050. Any further discussion?
No.
Hearing none, all in favor say aye.
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? The motion carries. Is there anything further to come before this board? If not, I'll entertain a motion for adjournment.
Mr. Chair, I move we adjourn.
And I'll second.
Hearing no objection, we are adjourned.